How's it going, everyone? Got the RX7 here, and we've got the floor mast off, and we've got all the other cars out of here, except for one of the projects, but that's covered up, and it should be safe. But what we're doing today is we're gonna be prepping this car for paint. So we'll have to remove some stuff, like the taillights and the hood sprayers. Those will get removed. The whole car will get cleaned, and then basically got to mask off all the glass on the car, the wheels. I got to mask off the mirror part. I want to paint the mirror, the whole outside of the mirror, but just the glass piece. I want to cover that up. And then I've got to tape off the trim line that goes around the car. I spent some time earlier this morning getting the bumper a little better fitting. So the whole front end of this car, like all the crash support and stuff, all got cut out, and I just haven't had time to really beef that up and get the whole front end squared away. But I spent a little time this morning just making sure I could get things to fit a little bit better, just kind of give an overall better appearance to the car once it's painted. So other than that stuff that we got to do today, I don't see any reason why we won't have this thing painted completely by the next video. So in this one, we're gonna prep the car, get it all taped up, cleaned up, masked off or whatever, and then we'll start painting. So for now, I'll set you guys up on a tripod. I got some Sprayway glass cleaner. I do tint on the side, and this is what we use. And I've heard of some people with bodywork and paint shops, they use that before they actually spray cars. So like it's a good replacement for like a wax and grease remover. So we're gonna use that, get the car all cleaned up. We'll wipe it down with that, and then we'll sand the car, and then we'll also use that again to get all the sanding dust away. So that being said, I'll set you guys up on a tripod, and we'll clean the car, get all the initial dust off of it, and go from there. Now that the whole car's cleaned up, it's been all wiped down, and we use that glass cleaner. Should be good. If there's any areas that you want to go over afterwards with like a dry microfiber cloth, you can do that to just help everything dry up. I've got a bunch of rags here, so what I'll do is surfaces that are going to be taped, I can just take the dry rag and wipe them down, just so that there's nothing stopping the tape from adhering correctly. So I'm gonna wipe the car down, and then I guess what we'll do is I've got some plastic over there on the floor. We'll get that and the masking tape and just start masking things up. So, and then once we get it all finished masked up, we can start sanding it, and then we'll clean it one last time. All right, so it's been a little bit now, and my back's starting to hurt from just standing and walking around and bending over and stuff, but the car's getting there. We've got one more window to mask up, and I have some stickers I gotta remove. I taped up the third brake light, the threads for the license plate, taped up the kill switch. I decided against taping off all of the trim that goes around the car. My buddy had his RX7 painted, and he went with S4 bumpers and S4 trim, and he decided to color match the S4 trim, which is like something that you typically find on S5s. But I'm gonna give it a shot this time, just because with how often I'm always like spray painting it to touch the car up, it would make it way easier if I don't have to mask off any more things than I have to, which would be, you know, turn signals, the flash to pass lights, and the reflectors. So if I'm just gonna paint the trim, I think it'll still look pretty good, but it'll just allow maintenance to be that much easier. So I guess we'll continue. I gotta cover up the exhausts, and I have to take the stickers off of the door handles. And I also just noticed I gotta remove the hood sprayers. And then I guess we can tape up that passenger door window, and I think I also have to do the mirror over there too. I believe the car's all masked up now. Should be pretty much ready for sanding. We just removed those decals and tires and stuff are all covered up. Finished this other, the passenger side door and mirror. Also covered up the mufflers. So I don't really see anything else that's gonna be a serious issue. There's definitely some little stuff that's gonna be done before we start spraying. Like, I gotta obviously sand where those decals were that I took off because they left residue. So I'm gonna sand that, and then I'll probably just scotch-brite the rest of the car just to kind of roughen the paint up a little bit. The paint that I'm putting on is the same exact paint that's on it, just obviously different colors. So it should adhere perfectly fine, because typically what I do is, the reason why I spray paint the cars is I can touch them up easily throughout the whole season, and I don't have to worry about it like getting dirty or whatever. If something happens, if I scratch it or whatever, just sand it down, paint it again, and problem solved. So yeah, I'm not seeing really much else. I'll kind of give you guys a little walk around of the car, and you can see it pretty much for the last time as it's gonna sit. that's the end of the video. Car's all sanded now. I ended up doing a lot of it off camera, but there's some stuff I'm gonna have to touch up by hand. I basically have only done the DA and a little bit of scotch-brite. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the sanding a little bit later. I'm gonna take a break right now. And then in 3 days, you guys will get the video of us finishing it up. So we'll wipe it down and whatnot for the final time. Well, we'll blow the car off, clean it up, and then start shooting the color on it. So stay tuned for that. I'm sorry if this video is kind of all over the place or whatever. It was just hard to maintain and film everything that was being done without overdoing it. So it's like about finding that happy medium. Remember, in the meantime, between the 3 days that we post videos, check out our shorts. They usually get posted between 7 and 9 p.m. And it's just something, 15-second, 20-second clips to keep the content going in the meantime. But for now, like I said, I guess we'll see you next time when we're shooting some color on the car. See you guys.